A man from Denver who recently visited Israel amid the ongoing conflict is back home sharing his experience after spending 3 weeks there. Rich Sokol, went to check on his daughter who lives in Jerusalem and also to volunteer his time. Sokol describes the emptiness of the communities because of the hundreds of thousands of reservists who have been called to serve, and also talks about feeding soldiers and helping farmers pick fruit. Pomegranates were one of the things that they were helping to pick and provide. Rich is with us now. Rich, thank you so much for being with us and sharing what you have seen over in Israel. First of all, why did you go? Why did you choose to travel there while all this is happening?
Marni, thank you for having me on. So first and foremost, of course, my daughter lives in Jerusalem. She just graduated high school here in Denver, and she's spending a gap year in Israel. But whether or not my daughter was there, I was going to go. I am Jewish. Israelis are my people. They're my brothers and sisters. I do have a lot of family that live in Israel. But more important, as a member of the Jewish nation, the Jewish community, it's like when someone in your family is hurting and they need help, you drop what you're doing and you go and you help. So I just wanted to go and figure out how to help in any way that I could.
Yeah, and one of the observations that you noticed right from the beginning was a sense of emptiness. I mean, even starting in the airport. Describe what you saw as you made your way from place to place.
Sure. So, Israel obviously has a big tourism industry. At any time, there's hundreds of thousands of tourists in Israel. Right now, Israel is empty. Obviously, there's no tourists coming in. On the plane over, for example, usually it's half Americans and half Israelis. I was the only American with one other guy who happened to be a journalist who was going. Otherwise, it was all Israelis going home. So I just want to say that though Israel is devoid of tourists, and I see you flashing some of the pictures of Jerusalem's old city, which is usually thronging with tourists, and today it is eerily empty. But one thing that really amazed me is the number of Israelis that returned home. So you would think in a war zone, Marni, that people flee the country and go outside the country. The exact opposite has happened in Israel with Israelis, not with tourists. So many Israelis have returned home during the war that it was published while I was there that Israel's population has actually grown by 3%. Not shrunk, it's grown as so many Israelis return home to be with family and friends and to join the fight.
Yeah, such a sense of unity, which is what you want to see in Israel right now. You volunteered, you did some incredible work. Tell me about the groups you were working for and with and who you were serving.
Sure, thanks. So I was lucky to join up with several groups who serve the soldiers. One is called Chayal El Chayal, and the other is Unity Warriors. You're seeing some pictures now. What their job is to get supplies to the troops, whatever's needed by those troops. Obviously, Israel has had a massive call-up. Almost everyone serves in the Israeli army right after they turn 18, and then they still stay in the reserves until they're in their mid-30s. So Israel really does have a citizen army. So Israel's standing army is about 180,000 people, but Israel called up 360,000. To go serve. So all these people that were called up, these brave men and women, even though the government supplies them with basic gear, they still need other things. They still need high-powered flashlights for their rifles. Some of them needed ballistic helmets. Some of them need food. Whatever the case may be, I hooked up with those organizations to help get the soldiers what they need. So the most gratifying time I had while I was there was actually barbecuing with some of the soldiers. They had some time off from the front and came back, and it was the first hot meal they had in 2 weeks. But the most important thing I did certainly wasn't my barbecue skills. It was just being there with them. And they were so thrilled to see an American there who put their arms around them and hugged them and said, thank you for what you're doing, and that we in America stand with you. Because all the soldiers read about all the massive pro-Palestinian protests in the United States and around the world. And quite frankly, they are bewildered and they feel isolated and cannot understand the world's reaction. Yeah. So just the fact that I was there with some others and we stood shoulder to shoulder with them was great comfort for them and also great comfort for me.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.